どっちの方が一番ですか? Tezos, who's number one? Craig Jones versus Pedro Marino in Texas. Super excited about this card for various reasons that I'll get into right now. So this card is very exciting to me. As an up-and-coming purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu, I think it's really important to pay attention to the meta of the upcoming people. Here's why. When you look at the old guard of Jiu-Jitsu, you're going to see some true, time-tested, fundamental Jiu-Jitsu on the highest stage. The problem is because it's there and on the highest stage, a lot of people have counters to it, or counters to the counters, and they're developing games based on those things. But now, people are looking at those old heads of Jiu-Jitsu, kind of taking some of that stuff and putting their own spin on it. It's Jeet Kune Do in practice. We'll get to that at another video. But for now, let's talk about this Who's Number One card. I have a couple matches that I'll specifically talk about because I only know more about these particular individuals than I do the others. For the other matches, I apologize, I just don't know enough. But I will be watching this event tonight, and I'm super excited and cannot wait. First match that I'm going to talk about today is Michael Pixley versus Cameron Reid. Michael Pixley, I have met at the PSF camp here in, well, not here in North Carolina, it's in South Carolina, Triumph Martial Arts. I was able to take a 3-day camp there with the guys from the Daisy Fresh crew, and Pixley, I'm sure he gets that. Pixley taught a very interesting wrestling, stand-up wrestling game. Watching how he instructs and then how he applies it in some of the PSF videos is fantastic. It's an atypical wrestling clinch game, and I'm super excited to see it live on pay-per-view. This isn't on pay-per-view. This event is on the Flow Grappling website. You can catch it there. But his particular event will be streamed live for free on Facebook. So I'm really excited to see him apply that and get some well-deserved recognition. Next one is going to be Estevan Martinez versus Mikey Musumeci. Estevan is a local here in North Carolina, known as the Giant Slayer. That's his Instagram handle, Giant Slayer BJJ. Dude, I don't know how tall he is. He's probably like 5'4". I am not entirely sure, but he is a machine. He is hyper, athletic, super strong. You can watch a lot of his highlights on Instagram, and dude is just doing cartwheel passes, all this awesome stuff. It is freaking sweet. So I'm really excited to see him go against the very proven Mikey Musumeci. Mikey has had, you know, a lot of wins. I know he just had the, I think it was Worlds or whatnot at a different weight. Dude is on fire. Of course, he has a submission named after him. Whether or not that you should name a submission after yourself or not is kind of an irrelevant discussion to this, but I will briefly touch on, if you are at the highest level of this sport, you're landing a move that it's obviously not invented before. People have been doing the move, but you land that move, you get to name it. The Gordon Ryan sweep, Marcelo Teen, the Mickey lock. So it just is what it is. Accept it or not, that is. Saying no one else has ever landed this move before, that's a folly, but, you know, has anyone landed at that level? I don't think so. So for now, it's the Mickey lock. So I'm super excited about this match. Estevan, like I said, Giant Slayer. Mickey, not quite as athletic, I think, as Estevan is, so it'll be a really exciting matchup. Next is Jacob Couch from the Pedro Submission Fighting versus David Garmo from Assembly Jiu-Jitsu. I'm excited for this match because Jacob Couch is the man. I got to train with him briefly, just like I did with Pixley at the PSF camp in Triumph Martial Arts. Dude is a monster. Just sits, gets all those leg locks. His leg lock game is phenomenal. He has a BJJ Fanatics instructional on his leg locks. If you want to check it out, I think it's a pretty good system there. And him applying it at this highest level is fascinating to see because it's another guy doing leg locks in a different way than Gordon Ryan, a different way than Lachlan Giles. So it's awesome to see. Next one is going to be Nicky Rod versus Elder Cruz. I'm excited for this because I had Nicky Rod painted completely wrong. Before, I thought he was just kind of a gym bro douchebag that rolled up into the Henzo Academy and then just got, like, was just fucking housing people just based on pure athleticism. Turns out, dude's a cool dude. Watching the videos from the B team on Count Films, their YouTube channel, having that the documentary about Nicky Rod and his ADCC, you know, domination as a blue belt, like watching all of that, it changed my mind. I was completely wrong. Happy to say I'm completely wrong. And dude seems like a stand-up guy. Works very hard. Because I thought when I first saw him, he's like, this is a perfect example of talent. You know, he's highly athletic, very skilled, good wrestler, can learn really easily and then apply. But he actually works very hard. As someone who is not a lot of talent athletically, I always kind of fall back to the saying, hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. The next part of that is when talent works hard, man, you're fucked. So when I hear that somebody like that is actually working hard, training hard, doing all the right things, you can't help but deny that he's going to be a force. So I'm excited to see him against David Garmo. Next is Tairuitolo versus Levi Jones-Leary. I'm always excited to watch the Tairuitolo brothers. They're on the cutting edge of jiu-jitsu in terms of their techniques. Obviously training at Atos with Andra Galvao. He is going to be doing some awesome things. His brother just trying to murder people with buggy chokes. So I'm super excited to see Ruotolo come in, see if he can, you know, keep that title, snag that title, and be good to go. And lastly, we have Craig Jones versus Pedro Marino. So Craig Jones trying to come off that lackluster performance against Brady, where they just kind of sat in knee shield and refused to engage against Marino, who is an up-and-comer and basically just on a tear. I think he just won Worlds? I'm not sure, but dude is going to be a good test for Mr. Craig Jones to see, can he actually, like, can Craig Jones, like, stop the athleticism and the forward pressure that Marino is going to give him, and is he going to actually go out there and perform so that way he can kind of erase everyone's memories of that Brady decision loss. So my picks for those previous matches, if they was not obvious, I've got Pixley winning in his match. Okay, so the next one, I think Estevan might be able to beat the juggernaut Mikey Musumeci, because Estevan's athleticism and just kind of fortuitousness and go-forwardness, I think, is going to prove a lot for Mickey. So we'll see. I'm interested to see if he's able to get past that guard, be super strong, heavy, super strong guy, and get the win there. So my bet is on Estevan. After that, I can't go wrong with betting for Jacob Couch here. I think he's going to win by a leg lock. He just is so good at that. If you've been watching the PSF training videos on their channel, you see them going hard with wrestling. Pixley and Couch are perpetually in that circle, or in the Shark Tank. So you know it's going to be a good match. They're both coming prepared and ready. Pixley, I think, going back to him real quick, this is his chance to shine on a big stage, and hopefully he does very, very well. So like I said, Pixley for that, Estevan for the next match. And I know I'm betting against another PSF guy in Mikey Musumeci, but in my humble opinion, I think Estevan is a sleeper here. Jacob Couch, I think, is going to win by leg lock. I think Nicky Rod is going to beat Elder Cruz by pure explosiveness. No, I'm just kidding. I think Nicky Rod, I think people are sleeping on his actual technique. The dude's working hard. If you watch the B team footage from, I think it's Countdown Films, then you know you're gonna see the dude is working hard. So I think he's got a good team there in the B team. I think he's gonna pull out the win there. I think Tairuitolo will win in his match by buggy choke. No, I have no idea on what he'll win by, but I think that's going to be a good match. And then I think Craig Jones, coming off of his disappointing loss, is going to have a fire under that boy's ass, and he is going to go in for the win, probably by leg lock. And that is my picks. Let me know in the comment what you think of my picks for this Who's Number One card taking place tonight on flowgrappling.com. And if you got subscribe to the channel if you are new, hit the bell notification if you don't want to miss this handsome face, and also like the video to help out on the algorithm there. Make sure, I really appreciate you watching this video. It's awesome. Leave a comment below on what you think of my picks. I'm pretty solid in which ones I have chosen for the most part, but I'm always interested to hear what people think on what their picks are, because sometimes I have really, really bad judgment. I don't think this is the case here, because I do kind of know a little bit of the people actually competing that I mentioned. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit, oh man, I'm really mad. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want more content like this, and what you think of my picks, and what your picks are for this Who's Number 1 event in Texas. I'm really, really excited for it. It's going to be on flowgrappling.com. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and check it out. It is behind a paywall. The first 3 matches aren't. They're going to be live on their Facebook page, but after that it is behind a paywall. You know, so do with that information what you will. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell notification so you never miss this handsome face, and make sure to like the video. It really helps me out for the algorithm. And that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Party on.